Oh, okay. Am I ready? Okay. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. Okay. So my name is Kristy Hull, for y'all that don't know me, and I'm a Diamond Ambassador. Next month will actually be my 3 years with Plexus, and it feels like just a year ago that I signed up. This has been such a fun ride, and it doesn't feel like work. And so I kind of feel, when I say I've been in it for 3 years, I feel like like I've been doing this for forever, and I'm like in the old crowd now. But really share my quick testimony with you guys. So I signed up November 11th of 2013, 4 months after my friend and sponsor had initially approached me. Okay, so I was one of those that said no, no, right away. So let that just play the time that the no's can end up being diamonds in your downline one way or another. So she followed up with me like a good ambassador for 4 months, you guys. 4 months she would check in with me. And I finally said yes. I thought, for $34.95, what do I have to lose? But I will tell you, I had a very small mindset on what this opportunity could do. I had done network marketing about 12 years ago for a brief period of time and swore that I would never do it again, like never, ever, ever. And so when I did decide to try it, I thought, okay, if I can be making $100 a month by the end of my first full year, that I will just feel like I've hit the Plexus jackpot. And really quickly, my 3rd month in, I surpassed that goal. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe there's actually something to this. It is different than the other company, like she had told me. So I decided to just go all in and say, you know what, I'm going for this. I'm going for the top. And so at a year mark, I hit Emerald. And the whole time I was working a full-time job. So I was literally fitting Plexus into the nooks and crannies of my day, working my Plexus business on my hour-long commute to and from work, working on my lunch break, and then working a couple hours in the evening. And a couple months after hitting Emerald, I hit Sapphire. So last January, so I guess January of 2015, I hit Sapphire. And 3 days after I hit Sapphire, my husband had a really bad wreck. And if you're on my Facebook or follow me, you see me talk about it a lot. And the world completely stopped. We were in the hospital for 47 days. We are almost to like the 20th month mark, and he's had another surgery about a month ago. So we are still fighting this like almost 2 years later. And I'll be honest, at the time when I signed up to Plexus, like I didn't really know why I did it, but other than I just decided to go for it. And I had always told my sponsor that I wanted a passion why, because for us, thankfully, like I had a good job and we own other businesses, and so we really didn't need the financial aspect, but we just saw business opportunity, and to us it was retirement money, vacation home money, stuff like that. And so I'd always kind of told her I wanted that passion why. And it was around day 38 in the hospital. She texted me and she said, I think you've got that passion why, Kristy. And I wrote back and I said, yeah, I know, right? And so it was made very clear in the hospital to me why I had originally signed up 15 months prior. And that was, I really 100% feel that God put Plexus in my life in 2013 because he knew what would come to us in 2015. And so because I had Plexus, I was able to stay with my husband the whole time in the hospital. And shortly after we came home from the hospital, I quit my full-time job of 10 years. And 7 days later, I hit the rank of Diamond. So I hit Diamond April of 2015. And so 17 months total into my journey. And so I always kind of tell that to say a couple things. If you work a full-time job, that's not an excuse, okay? Like I worked a full-time job and then I was in the hospital for the last 2 months of my full-time job taking care of my husband, which is another full-time job. I lived in a small town, okay? I already knew a ton of people doing it. All this stuff that people could use as excuses, but I chose not to use it as an excuse because I saw an opportunity and I knew that this was something that if I just was consistent with and worked every day, that it would work out for me eventually. I didn't know if it was going to be a slow workout or if it would be fast-paced or what, but I knew that the Plexus opportunity could change my life. And so really quickly before I share my biggest tips with you guys, I wanted to hit on two key things: excuses and consistency, because I talk about those with my team all the time. And I'm sure that they get tired of me saying, be consistent, be consistent, be consistent. But that's my biggest preach. And that's because I feel like that's why I've been so successful with Plexus, is because I was consistent from day one. Even through some of the worst times of my life, I was still consistent in my business. Still posted on Facebook. I still reached out to people. I still posted on my team page. I still nurtured my relationships. I still prospected, okay? All of that stuff I was consistent with. And really in life, anything you do, whether it's, excuse me, working out, eating healthy, anything you do, if you're consistent with it, you will have success. If you're not consistent, it's not gonna work out for you. So a couple quotes for you on consistency that I like, because I'm a quote nerd. Consistent action creates consistent results. Okay, so consistent action creates consistent results. And then another one that I love is, if you are persistent, you will get it. But if you're consistent, you will keep it. Okay, if you're persistent, you'll get it. But if you're consistent, you'll keep it. And so a lot of times in this business, you'll see people, they go all in for their first 30 days or their first 60 days, and then it kind of isn't as fun anymore maybe, and it's just not, stuff isn't hopping and popping right away, because maybe they've reached that, they've approached their warm market, and now they're having to work a little harder, if you want to call that. So they start falling back off, but it's because they are persistent at the beginning, and then they don't follow through with that consistency. So consistency, consistency, consistency. That is going to take you places. That is going to get you to the top. You cannot be successful if you're not consistent. And then the other one is just about making excuses. So everybody has excuses. Everybody. I have excuses. You have excuses. Every person in this world has excuses. But some of us choose not to use them, okay? There's times in my life when I want to use them. I actually made a post last Friday where, there was everything working against me that I could have used a million different excuses, because I didn't want to go to the gym because I just really wasn't feeling it. But I knew I'd be mad at myself if I gave in, and I didn't. So I pushed through those excuses, and I went. I pushed through a lot of excuses in my daily life and in my Plexus business. A couple, like I said, I could have used when I was working my business. I'm from a small town. Everyone's already doing it. I don't know enough people. I don't have enough time. It's not working for me. My team isn't working. My sponsor doesn't help me enough. Everybody tells me no. So all these are excuses that you can use, but you just have to put them to the side, and you have to say, today is the day the excuses are out the door, okay? They are out the door. I'm drawing my line in the sand, and I don't care if I have to do this on my own. It doesn't matter if my sponsor helps me enough. It doesn't matter if my team is working. I'm doing this. And on those two notes, I'll add in that a lot of times what I find is people say, well, my team isn't working. Well, they're not working either, and your team duplicates what you do, okay? If they don't see you bringing in new people, if they don't see you posting on Facebook and being interactive on the team page, then they think that's okay for them to not do it, okay? So I always tell my team, I'm not ever going to ask you to do anything that I'm not going to do. Just like with this double rank bonus. I'm a diamond. I haven't re-entered, and I'm probably not going to re-enter for a long time, just for different personal reasons. And I don't have to work this double rank bonus. I was excited about the double rank bonus for my team, okay? But you know what? Because my team needs to see me going after that bonus, and they need to see me working, and they need to see me sending cold message after cold message and follow up after follow up. I'm doing it, okay? So I'm walking the walk, talking the talk with them every day of this October, okay? So if you have one person on your team, or you've got 500, or you've got 2,000, you're a leader, okay? And the people that you signed up, you need to be leading them. And if you're new, that's fine. You kind of have to figure out how to lead people. But the simple daily IPAs, that's a great place to start, okay? Because the daily IPAs is what is going to get their business taken off, and your business taking off, and then you're just going to evolve. All right. So my biggest tips to you guys are, number one, go for business builders, okay? When you are prospecting and cold messaging, and especially if you're on this call and you're new and you're thinking, okay, I need to make a list of people, who do I want to go for? You want to go for the business builders, okay? And this is why. There's a video, and if you haven't seen it, I'll send you the link, Kim, but it's the Whitney Ward video talking about if you go after product people, you'll have a team of product lovers. If you talk about the business and all that, that is a great video, and it was really eye-opening to so many people on my team. And it's true. If you only ever talk about the products and present the products to people, but don't share the financial side, why would anybody want to do it? Because they don't know what you have to offer. And maybe you're new and you're like, well, I don't have my own testimony. Use Kim, use Rachel, use whoever on your team that has a testimony. And I tell people, to me, sometimes the smaller testimonies are the biggest. I don't know if y'all have seen the Angel Hall one that's going around today about, before she signed up with Plexus, she had like $3 in her bank account, and she was crying because she didn't even know how she was going to buy groceries. And she just went to the grocery store and spent $330 on a grocery bill, and they were able to, no questions asked or anything. Testimonies like that, like, they get people's attention. Maybe you're starting out and you can't go spend $300 on groceries, but maybe it was your child, you were able to order school pictures, or your child needed new soccer cleats, or, somebody this summer did one about school clothes. Like they're a senior gold ambassador, and she said, this is the first time since my kids have ever been in school that I can breathe easy in August, because I'm not having to stress about where's the money going to come from for school clothes and school lunches that are coming up, because she had money from Plexus. And so sometimes, like, if you don't have a big business testimony to share, that's perfectly fine. I think the smaller they are, the more effective they are. I personally talked about the business way more when I was silver all the way up until probably through Emerald. And after that, like, it just kind of makes me uncomfortable to talk about it, like on Facebook, because I never want anybody to feel like I'm bragging about it. But I feel like sometimes those amounts that those ranks can make, those are just as big a deal as life-changing money, and sometimes they seem more doable to people, okay? So just because if you're silver, gold, senior gold, ruby, like, you have a huge testimony, and use it. So go after your business builders. And so we'll talk about, my next tip is, if you're not cold messaging, you are missing out, okay? You can post on Facebook all day long. You could post till you're blue in the face, okay? Whatever. And that's great, because I've built 95% of my business on Facebook, okay? But I also used Facebook to cold message, all right? And so, yes, people are seeing your stuff, but sometimes it takes people 35 months, 24 months, however long, to finally approach you, because sometimes they're just as scared to reach out to you as you probably are as scared to reach out to them. So if you message them first, you might be cutting out a year span that they're having to watch you. You literally never know. And so when I cold message people, say I want them for the business, I tell them why I want them for the business. If it's somebody that they've got a big network, they're trustworthy, they're active on social media, they've got a big, a lot of people follow them, whatever it is that makes you think, okay, Jessica would kill this. I need her on my team. Like, she's on my list. I can't get her. Like, you have to tell people that, because as women especially, we're our own biggest critics, whether it's about what we're wearing, what we look like, what we can do. And so if you just randomly send somebody a message and you're talking about Plexus and you're saying what it's done for you, they're saying, that's great, but I could never do that. But if you lead with, hey girl, it's Kristy. I know you've seen that I'm the crazy Plexus person. You've probably been watching me post for months. This is probably going to come totally out of the blue to you, but I cannot get you off my mind. I'm building my team, and I know that you could be so great at this business. and this is why. And you name off those 2, 3, 4 things that make you think that person would be so great, okay? And then you share what it's done for you, really briefly, 1 or 2, 3 sentences. By doing that and leading with that, you're already changing their mindset. And so they're thinking, oh, well, she's been successful with it. So if she thinks I can do it, then maybe I can do it. And they start, instead of second guessing themselves and telling themselves they can't, then they start thinking, okay, maybe I can. So that's just a quick tip on cold messaging. But get out there and cold message, you guys. A no is not going to kill you. Like I said, I was a no for 4 months. 4 months, okay? So get out there and cold message and follow up. Even if they ignore you, even if they tell you no, you kind of got to fill them out and see how you should follow up, but never, like, give up on somebody, okay? The second thing is don't wait to share. I've seen so many people on my team, I told them, don't wait to share. You're gonna lose people that you could reach out to, but they want to have this huge, ginormous testimony before they share. And I tell them, just day one, post a picture of you and your pink drink and tell people you're excited about it because this is what your friends seen from it. You decided to join her, and you would love for them to do this with you, okay? Invite people on this journey with you. And tell people you're new. That's totally fine, but don't wait to share. You're missing out on the excitement when you first start, okay? And that people want to help you. They want to follow you. They want to do something with you. And you're probably going to miss out on a couple different people that if they would have just known that you were doing it, they would have joined you, or they'd be your customer. The other thing is make it personal. In your Facebook post, yes, like there's tons of posts that you can use and copy and go around. And I know that we're all one Plexus, and I use people's stuff too, but make it as personal as possible. At least once a week, tell what it's doing for you or what it's doing for your family. People love selfies with the product. They like to see them for some reason. Like, if you just post a graphic, and I tell people, just don't post graphics. Like, people love selfies. They love the Snapchat filters with like products. Like, those are always fun. Like, people just like this. And so it's not just another Plex. They don't feel like it's just another Plexus thing in their thing. Like, it's a picture of you, maybe goofing off, having fun, but make it personal. And like I said, even if you don't have a big testimony, just a one-liner is super simple. Maybe you and your kid have had a conversation that's, Plexus, that you can tie into Plexus, or whatever it is, personalize it. People want to know what it's doing for you. Get connected and get your people connected to your team right away, okay? We are seeing, we've been doing this for 3 years, and, we've always known this, but especially after months like this where there's like big sign-up incentives, it's important to get people connected right away, because it seems like the further down, like in a line that they get from like a jewel, and for some reason the training stops and like they just feel disconnected. But if you get them connected to that team page right away, maybe even like do a three-way message and introduce them to your jewel, like your closest jewel upline. Obviously you could always ask your jewel upline first, but it doesn't have to be like you're asking them return questions. You're just making them feel welcome. Okay. Do a quick three-way message. Say, Hey, Rachel, this is my newest level 1. I just want to introduce you to her. She's so excited about getting started, pump it up a little bit. And, just Rachel just responds like, hey, we're so welcome to have you. Let me know if you have any questions, get connected on the team page, all of that. People just want to feel like they're a part of something, okay? And so get them connected. Don't just sign them up and leave them out there hanging. Even on the team page, kind of show them like how to use the team page, like with the search feature. And, maybe you'll have certain days that you do certain training videos or whatever. Whatever it is, get them connected. The other thing, always be growing your friends list, okay? And adding to your friends list. And maybe you're thinking, well, I have maxed out my friends list. There's just nobody else on Facebook to add to it. And that is not true. So here's a couple things that I do. Obviously, you can look in your suggested friends, and if you don't have any Plexus people in common, always send them a friend request. if you'll notice in the, like, your news feed, there'll be ads for different products. So maybe it's for like makeup, and these are like paid for ads, not like a person paid, not like a person like me or you puts them up, but like a company. So maybe it's butter, or the one that got my attention made me think of this. It was last year, and it was when Facebook was putting out that you could order, it's like a social media book, and it's like an annual. So I saw it, and I was like, what is that? And I had kind of thought about ordering one because it would have all my husband's like hospital like journey in it. And so I was looking at the comments to legitimately see if it was a scam or not. And as I'm scrolling, I'm like, there are hundreds of thousands of people that have commented on this one thread. Like, I should totally go through here and make sure none of them look like serial killers. But friend some of these people. I'm not joking. You guys, I got 2 new ambassadors off of that. 2 new ambassadors the first time I did it. One from Wisconsin and one from Georgia. So, I mean, that's just an idea of ways to get new people. Now, obviously, you're going to friend them. Then you'll like their stuff. And don't talk to them about Facebook right away. But usually what I do when I do it, I'll friend a bunch of them at the same time. I'll write their names down so I don't lose them in my friends list. And I'll like their stuff. And then about a week into it, I'll like post a picture with my pink drink and say, if I'm going to opportunity meeting, going to share about how this little pink drink has changed my life and the lives of, thousands of others. If you've been wondering what it's all about, shoot me a message and I'll send you a sample. Super quick. You're going to get some new customers and these people from it. And a lot of those people that respond are the people that you've added. Now, if they don't respond to you, always send them, a cold message within a couple weeks of you like kind of nurturing that relationship. And then the other place to look for new friends is in groups. And so Kristen and Jarrett Abart, they do this like crazy. This is where they, found Eva Schmidt, the very first Canadian Diamond. Her and Kristen were in a group together. And so think about your hobbies. Maybe you're into filmography. Maybe you're into photography. Maybe you like the Dallas Cowboys. I'm telling you, whatever you like, whatever your hobbies are, there are groups out there for them, okay? So do a search on Facebook tonight and add yourself to a couple. Now, you don't get in these groups and start spamming Plexus, but you get in there and you start being interactive. You start friending some of these people, okay? And then they're going to hopefully accept your friend request and they'll start seeing your Plexus stuff, okay? And so that type of, maybe connection might take a little bit longer, like of you harvesting or like planting the seeds and all of that. So the harvest time might be on down the road a little bit, but it's a great thing that I would have never thought of to look for new friends. So if you feel like you've exhausted people and don't know where to look for new people, those are great things on Facebook. Now, if you're on other social medias, forums, I can't help you because I just have to say no to everything else because I can't deal with any more social media distractions in my life, or my husband might kill me. So those are my biggest tips. And the other thing I'll add is you guys used to, when I signed up, and maybe even when some of you guys signed up, we had the old welcome kit, and it just really wasn't that helpful. And so if people didn't want the welcome kit, like I still wanted them to get it because it's the cheapest they're going to get their products and all of that stuff. But really besides the book, like besides the cheap products, the other stuff was kind of, not important. But with this new success kit, I really try to press my people, like, get that welcome kit because you're going to get their products the cheapest way possible. And even if people are signing up just because they think they only want their products at wholesale, I cannot tell you the number of people on the team that they've signed up, they've gotten that box, and they're like, what is in this box? And they, like, start opening it and looking through it, and they get interested in the business, okay? So a lot of times those wholesale buyers, if they don't get it on that first time, they're not going to go back and get it because they're going to think it's something they don't need. So definitely be encouraging to get those welcome packs. And with the new October thing that came on, with not having to have your backup order on, I'll be honest, I didn't even announce that on my team page. Like, I know that they got the email from Plexus, but we're just continuing to do business like we always have. And if they want to turn their backup order off, that is fine. But we're still signing people up with a backup order, and if they ask us, then we'll tell them. But I feel like people that don't have the backup order on, like, they don't realize that you're going to get paid whether you have it on or not. So a lot of times the people that don't want it on are the people that are wholesale, and they're kind of scared, like, oh, I don't want to know if I should need to get a check, or they're scared about an auto payment. But they're going to, if they get over 100 PV, they're going to get paid anyways. And so those just real quick snippets on welcome packs and backup orders that like I do on my team is really pressing the welcome kit, because people need it and it gets people excited. And I don't know about y'all, but I carry those cards in my purse everywhere, because their products are not my like strong suit. Even 3 years in, I have to like look at them sometimes and be like, oh no, what is this ingredient? Now don't worry, I'm totally gonna butcher the name of this. So I just kind of feel like those are my security blanket, and I know that I want all my people to have the same security blanket as I do. So those are just my top tips. I'm open for them asking questions if anybody wants to.
Awesome. You can go for recording, Jeff. Thank you.